cell.
Oh yes.
And the Jones, and I showed this, right? This was crazy. This was the white
cell.
jail. No shit. What the heck?
This was the white person's.
Oh, man.
This was the white
person jail. And I said, "Are you serious?" I mean, whoever, a long time ago. You can't see the holes for the bed. I'll show you on the other one.
Right.
That, and I said, "Are you serious?"
So they have a black person's jail.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh my gosh!" So that's what it was. And I said, "Are you serious?" Right here. Look at that.
Oh my God! This is like
cruel. This is
Angola. Hold on.
I don't know.
This is like Angola, Louisiana.
Steve, but I don't know how long ago. I mean, I never. But this was it. There was a tall.
So this was the black person's.
Yes.
This was the minority person's jail. Let me come in here.
Well, we did this out for the city.
Yeah,
but this was
the plumbing.
But yeah, you can see the blankets over here for the bands, for the double bands.
And there's no air conditioning. There's no ventilation. Look at the wasps. How'd you like to be in here with all these wasps?
Where am I now?
Dirt daubers.
This is crazy. Who knows when it was, done?
We could probably find out. I can find out when this building was built.
But just the sheer fact that this was even there.
Look at this, guys. An outside jail.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. You know, I've been by here 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And I told you, I filmed that lady cop right over there, and I've never noticed.
Wow.
I've actually audited here. I've been all up in y'all's everywhere.
I told my officers, I had this when I became chief. I said, I told my officers when I became chief over here, and everybody, and I told my officers, I said, look, I said, this is a public place. A public place belongs to the public.
Right.
If someone comes and films, let them film. Don't ask him what they're doing. Don't ask him how are they, or you can't say, hey, how are you doing? You need anything? You can't do this. But other than this, leave them alone. They can't film, and that's the problem I see always on your shows. I cannot believe even chiefs come out.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's from the top down. If you have an honest chief that keeps his men or his people straight, they'll behave. If they know they're going to get in trouble, if a citizen comes up here and goes, "Hey man, that cop just said something real bad to my wife," or whatever, and you to handle him.
I watched every video every day when I came over the weekends. What my officers did, what they say, whatever.
You watch the body cameras and the dash cameras.
Body cams and dash cams.
Okay.
And I take them immediately to the side, which I don't have to anymore because both of my officers are very polite. I said, guys, you have to see. The public has a different view of us. Us means police. Let them vent. Stop being mean and let them vent.
Right. Well, it's like I told you when I first came up there. Those people are terrified of you, and not you personally. The uniform, what you represent. Not you seem to be a pretty nice guy to me, and fair.
I am fair, straight, and anyone can come over here, film, or have questions. I love to sit down, explain things.
And see, that's what the people want.
Every time. And my door is all open. And people in this town really know it.
Right.
But when I came over here in this town 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, Hawkins had a bad name. We had 6 drug houses, one across the street right there. And this was like a dungeon. There was no windows in here. It was bad. And I came over here as a chief, and I told them if they want me chief, I fire the entire compartment because it is corrupt, and I'm not going to work with it.
Right. Well,
that's what I did.
I told you, I witnessed that lady officer out there illegally searching those guys. What about? I got a question for you. What about the charge of interference? Say you're conducting a traffic stop. Say over there where that plant is.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, and I'm standing here, remaining silent.
Yeah.
Not interfering, not talking to the people in the car. A lot of people will just stand here and film.
I see it.
And and
you're interfering with my duties.
Yeah, you come over, you're interfering or you're obstructing. Interfering is if you're trying to put handcuffs on somebody and I go over there and get in between you. Correct. It's a physical act.
It is correct. If you start over here yelling and hooting and hollering, then now you're distracting me from my duty. Well, now you interfere.
No, actually, if you look up the interference, speech alone is not interference. So I can sit here and cuss you.
Well, yeah, I know.
But if they complain about disorderly, then,
it comes back to the fear.
Right.
A lot of officers are just scared.
They're chicken shits.
They're scared.
It's like, look, I don't have a gun. I have a cigarette lighter and my keys. And people come up against these police officers They've got a bullet,
Tasers.
a taser, gun, magazines. I'm sure you have a knife on you somewhere.
Yeah,
Probably.
right
Yep, there's a knife. Do you have pepper spray?
Seatbelts, if I need them.
Oh yeah, hey, that's good though. Do you have pepper spray?
I don't use it.
No.
I hate it in my eyes. I'm not going to use it.
Yeah, I've been sprayed before. It sucks.
Oh hell no.
It burns, man.
No. I'd rather get sprayed than tased.
Yeah, I don't want either one.
Oh, this hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is kind of the room where we have, where my officers can eat lunch.
Right, it's a little lounge.
Coffee machine and bathroom over here. Everybody has their own office. Of course, right now I'm short-handed. I have only two officers instead of 4.
Are those wanted people up there?
Yeah, well, those are deals wanted. This guy was real bad. He had several weapons, and he was starting to shoot. Told people, "I'm going to shoot you," and he was drunk. And
okay,
those are just threats against law enforcement.
Another thing I see here. Another thing you'll hear is officer safety. Mm-hmm. We don't pay y'all for officer safety.
Yeah,
we don't.
Yeah, I know.
It's y'all's job to protect us. And
but
the Supreme Court.
This is kind of an internal, word game. Internal. Hey, officers, be careful. This guy says he specifically hurts law enforcement. That's where it kind of.
Right. But when
all these look at these for the little class. See that?
Yeah. But see, when I hear an officer tell me officer safety, and all I have is my keys, and this weighs, you can hold that. Yeah. That weighs less than a pound. This is a cool thing.
My camera guy has one. With a gimbal on it.
Yeah, I know. I wish I could afford all that good stuff.
Man.
But see, when I hear officer safety, like say a minute ago, the scenario we just had, you're filming, and you tell me, get back another 50 feet, because I want to hear what you're saying. I want to hear if you're threatening that driver. Right. You get back so I can't hear you. Yeah. Officer safety, you need to get back for officer safety. Officer safety means coward to me. Yeah. That means you're a coward.
The problem we have is, it's really... There is some with integrity, and I can tell you I have integrity. I believe in God, and I do this job to really help people.
Right.
When you see Floyd steal, disgusting. How can you kneel on someone's face?
Well, yeah, I mean
all this shit, but that makes all of us. You were very aggressive, seems like on the beginning, and you're awesome, cool too. Dude, and I love it. We have a talk and you film. It's great. But in the first moment, and that's where people just stop getting into it. Just say, back off and say, hey, what is it actually? Well, see, what I did, and it was awesome. I'm glad you came.
Well, see, people are terrified of the police in this country. I'm not scared of you. Yeah. I mean, you're going to do what you want to do.
I'm
not scared. I'm not scared of you or any cop in this country.
No, and you shouldn't.
I'm not. But most people are.
Yeah.
I'll talk to any of you. I'll challenge you if I see you doing wrong. And I'll compliment you if I see you doing right.
Right.
You're doing right today. They'll be happy with you.
You're welcome anytime. We get those messages. We had some from the. When was it? A couple months ago. We had all these. What's it? These guys. There was guys coming to your town with cameras.
About 6 statements.
Yeah, they coming over there. They're gonna just want to ride you up and I said, what the heck? Why does he even make this? It's a citizen in a public place. They can come and film and be done with it.
As far as I know, I'm the only one really in this area that does this.
Yeah.
There's probably a few other people.
I need to look at it. I saw it, man. I don't know when I saw it. What is your channel? Is that YouTube, isn't it?
I usually don't give my channel name out.
Oh.
But I will. It's called Damage Beyond Repair. And then there's like 1,000 channels with that name.
Okay.
But if you type in like auditor after that,
or
audit, you could just look up Hawkins Texas Police on YouTube, and you'll find.
Oh, okay.
You'll find the lady cop. That's my channel.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Just look up Hawkins Texas. Hawkins Texas Police.
Ellie, when Ellie. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
That was me.
I saw that.
Yeah, I caught her.
She was not long with me. That was not long. I think she was here 6 months.
Do you know if she moved somewhere else?
No, she's done with police.
She's done. Good, because I got into it out there on the street with her too.
Yeah.
After some guy over there called and
that's
he had a problem with me. He had a problem with me.
People calling, hey, Eric, why do people call the police if you walk around with a camera?
Exactly.
That's the deal.
It's like we tell people, you don't remember the extras in the background. You'll remember the one that comes up and acting like a jerk. I don't like being on camera, honestly. Which is strange, but if I'm on camera, I'm not going to walk up and make a fool out of myself. You just keep walking. I'm sure there's 5, 6, I see at least one over there in the corner.
Yeah, those are these all those. And it came out someone act like a fool in here, but you have to have that everywhere. I mean,
but
our buddy cams, for example, became our best friend.
Right.
They're our best friend.
All right. Well, could you do me one?
Yes.
I don't want those people over there on that TV show.
No. Okay. No. I told them.
I mean,
already.
I know you don't have.
No. I told them already. We cut this out.
Okay.
This what we did. What we pretty much did is we had an eviction over there.
Right. I heard something had happened over there.
Last time, and forcefully for us law enforcement to take them out because
you had a physical.
Order.
You had to physically go over there and get them out.
That's what we can order.
Right.
So there were constables up there, and in my town, and I come over there and look. So I know the guy. Always had real money problems. Try to take care of his kids. Try everything he can. So so I went up there talking, and I saw the house, and the landlord got the neighbor involved to move boxes and shit out. And I said, look, this is how you can get shot.
Right.
Because I come as a neighbor and you're trying to move you out, you're going to shoot me if I'm in your house. So I said, look, I need to quit up. And so we looked at it, and then we talked to the constables and me looked at it and says, look, just get it back to the court for we are unable to serve.
Right.
There's 4 kids. The house is full of shit.
That house
We're going to kick him out and put the boxes on the street. I said,
that house is actually, they did a lot to that house.
Oh, he seems to be a great guy. He told me about this donut guy who was doing donuts over here.
I got that on film. It's a Mustang.
So I need to see, I'll try to locate him, but the way he told me where it is, I can't find it. So anyway, but I am always involving the community. I love the community work with me in one-on-one. But like I said,
guys that probably had a few bad experiences with cops. Yeah. Maybe an unjust ticket. I mean, that can turn someone against the police forever. Yeah. Getting a ticket for something you really didn't do. Yeah. And you got to come up here and pay a couple $100. That's food off the kid's table. And you're literally, and it's especially if you didn't do it. And people can't fight, especially higher charges. Misdemeanor, not just tickets, but misdemeanors and felonies.
It's the same shit with marijuana. The law comes out with this bullshit. It's illegal in state Texas. Right. Now they come out with this hemp shit, the hemp.
Yeah, Delta 8.
For me, it smells the same.
It looks the same. It tests the same.
I'm not going to take no one in jail for marijuana. Right. We cut him in citation because I got to do something. I cannot let him go and take the marijuana. Right. So I take the marijuana, get him a paraphernalia ticket, lock the shit in my locker right there, and it be. But I'm not going to look him up unless, of course, he got 4 or 5 glasses in the backpack, and that's drug, that's dealing.
And that's another thing.
The law needs to change. They need to either make it legal or stop, or not.
Well, it's not ever going to stop. Like Amsterdam, the rate of drug use,
hashish.
Well, even heroin and like cocaine and the heavy drugs, the use when it's legal or decriminalized, it doesn't really change. Whether heroin and meth and cocaine is illegal or not, there's still going to be a certain percentage of the population that's always going to do it.
Look at our fucked up law.
I know. It's all fucked up, man.
You can buy an AR-15 when you are 18.
Yeah, well,
you can buy beer or cigarettes or a pistol before you're 21.
But you're 18.
Makes no sense.
You're 18, you can join the military and go to another country and be issued a gun, basically a better AR-15 by the military.
But that's our law. That's this playing back and forth.
Yeah, and
it's this law we have, our updates. Stephen, we do not have one law. You can or you cannot be silent. All of our laws are you can or cannot, but A, B, C, D, E, F, C. Yep. That shit confuses not only the citizens, it confuses us who enforce the law.
See, that's where y'all been failed out in your training.
That shit right there.
Right.
That's why we have to do all these updates.
I hear cops, I watch these shows, and I've had cops say it to me before. What law school did you get your degree from? Well, you know what the judge tells me? Ignorance of the law is no excuse. So which one is it? Is the cop trying to play me as a lawyer or a sovereign citizen? Yeah. Or ignorance of the law is no excuse? Which one is it? Because you're telling me if I know the law too much, I'm acting cocky or like I'm a lawyer. But if I don't know the law, then there's no excuse for it.
I would love to talk to someone who is a sovereign citizen.
Well, see,
because I don't understand their thinking. I mean, you need a driver's license to operate a motor vehicle in the public roadway.
Well, we
have one trying to sue us for $20,000. She was stopped. I think she was going 48 or something in a 30.
Right.
So she showed her license. Mm-hmm. She showed her insurance.
Right.
And then she files that we imprison her. We have no rights to stop her and ID her and stuff. And that's weird. Then we had another one who says, I'm not going to tell you my name. I'm not going to show. I don't have a driver's license. I don't need it because I'm not driving. I'm traveling. Mm-hmm. I don't understand this. This is so complicated.
There is a lot. That actually, I'm not a sovereign citizen. I've been called sovereign citizen many times.
Yeah.
And there's a cop somewhere that might have to prove that.
Yeah.
Because he called me one.
What is it then? I don't even know what it really is. A sovereign citizen.
Well, see, what I am, I'm a First Amendment auditor.
Yeah.
I'm a First Amendment activist.
I heard that those, yeah. Makes sense.
I'm not a sovereign citizen. I have a valid driver's license. I have valid insurance.
Right.
I have valid registration.
And you know that you have to have that to operate a motor vehicle.
I turn my taxes in every year. Yeah. I think a sovereign citizen is someone that just feels like
I belong to the earth.
Right. Maybe the laws don't apply to them. They're God's laws or whatever. But me personally, I feel like if I go hurt somebody, I expect you to come get me and take me to jail and charge me for it. Right. You know, if I go hurt somebody really bad, why would I not feel that law didn't apply to me?
I don't. But I never could talk to someone. I mean, my officer had to deal with one, and I thought, are you serious? Then you want to go to court and fight it? And
right. Well, they say people like me who exercise our rights and maybe flex our rights sometimes to be a jerk, they call us sovereign citizens, and I'm just exercising my rights. Like I just told you, all my paperwork's valid.
I turned my stuff in with the IRS. I think you're giving people you have the balls to really go out there and not go after us, but make sure we do what's right.
I'm looking to catch you doing something wrong.
What's right, and then filming it and get explanation. That's awesome, and it gives us the possibility to really say, well, I did this, why, or whatever not. So I think it has to be more kind of, in line with everybody. And I totally agree. Police has not been. I mean, I just don't. There's a lot of people. We appreciate what you do, and I say I appreciate it. I do it with joy. But now I always pray about it, and now it's coming to the time where I say, man, there's so much injustice. There's so many law fuck-ups, and the new gun laws. I got the new updates on the new gun laws. You think, are you serious? And
honestly, I feel like people who support the police in America, they're not watching them hard enough. They're not watching them hard enough. Not you personally.
Yeah.
But if you support the police in this country, that means you support the 5 police officers that murdered Tony Timpa in Dallas. Yes. None of them have been charged. They laid on top of Tony Timpa and killed him just like George Floyd. None of them have been prosecuted. I don't know the status if they're still officers.
I don't think there's one person who thinks that's right what they did.
Right, but every time I see that
Floyd, I don't think.
Look up Tony Timpa. Yeah. He's on my channel. I've went and filmed his grave.
Yeah.
Just go through my whole channel. I go to the graves of people that have been murdered by the police, unarmed people. I've been to the people down in Houston, Dennis Tuttle and Regina Nichols. They were murdered by the Houston Narcotics Department about 2 years ago.
So none of those cops have gone on trial. You see the news and stuff, and then you travel on your own.
I don't make money off this.
No, I know.
It all costs,
it costs you a lot of money, too.
Oh, yeah. I just went down to Houston. It cost me $100 to get down there and back,
Yeah.
And it used to cost $50,
Yeah.
But I'm still going to do it. It's
I think it's important that people do that, and I bet there's different auditors there. I bet you there's those who just get them push the envelope just to get them round up. I think.
Right.
You didn't do that. You just
I thought about it, but
you could not.
Well, you started coming at me about my name, and
Well, I like to say, but it's German. I would like to say dude or something. I like to talk to someone with a name.
Do you know what the ID law is in Texas? That I don't have to ID to you unless I've been lawfully arrested? You can't just come up to me on the street and go, give me your ID.
Well, here's the deal. If I walk up to you on the street and ask you, hey, man, what are you doing? What's your name? You can tell me you're Santa Claus. There's nothing I can do.
Right.
If there's reasonable suspicion deal there, right? If there was a robbery and the guy had gray shorts, flip-flops, gray
then you could detain me.
Then I can detain you, and then you at that point you are legally detained.
Yeah, but I will still not give you my name.
But then you're legally detained that moment, and then you should give your name.
No.
Because then, because
under Texas.
In the kind of.
No.
We have to prove it that it's you.
Right. Under Texas Penal Code 3002, I do not have to give you anything unless I've been lawfully arrested. Lawfully arrested. That means if you pull me over speeding, That's an arrest. I have to give you my ID.
Well, it's not an arrest.
Well,
it's illegal detention.
It's a charge.
It's illegal detention.
If I'm being charged, if you're telling me you're charging me with a crime, I have to give you my ID. Go look up Texas Penal Code 3802.
I know. But that's where people is with the arrest. The whole arrest law deal. At one point we had, when I put cuffs on you, you arrest.
Right.
You arrest. I have to unarrest you. Today we can detain you with handcuffs.
Right.
And it's not an arrest.
I'm still detained from like 2 years ago. Officer detained me. He never undetained me.
You have, but nobody ever gets after you for what you do.
I told you I was charged in Corrigan, Texas. I was charged with public photography. They wrote me the city council.
Because they had a policy at the point.
Yeah, it's on my channel. Look, I have it written. You can read the law. You can read the policy that city.
And you didn't fight that?
I'm in the process. I have a civil rights lawyer.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
but I do have a civil rights lawyer working on it.
Right.
I haven't done anything yet.
And that's another thing with the civil deal. When they came out was if an officer is, you know, not charged, no bill or whatever, then the people can still civilly sue him for the same offense.
Right.
Done.
Well,
that's one of this crisscross. I don't like. I will not do this to a citizen. To double dip him.
Right. The qualified immunity has to go. You know, police officers in the qualified immunity. It's like it gives you an excuse to be ignorant of the law, or say 3 cops like Rodney King just jump on you and just beat the crap out of you for no reason.
Yeah.
You have qualified immunity. You can't be prosecuted for it. You can't be sued for it. I have to go prove to a federal judge to get your qualified immunity stripped from you.
Not that easy anymore.
It's not easy.
If we do wrong, it's all on camera. They need to look into this for sure.
Right.
I mean,
but it's like,
and I'm glad they got that charge on Floyd. That charged all the officers involved.
Yeah, that was terrible.
They had to.
Yeah. You know, the girl that filmed that won a Pulitzer Prize. That's one of the highest. The young girl that filmed that, she won a Pulitzer Prize, which is they give to a journalist.
Yeah.
She's like a 17.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the highest award they can give to a journalist.
And the citizen did not help the guy either because they were worried about getting shot. That's the only reason.
The officer, there was one officer keeping everybody back.
Yeah, I know.
And we've talked about that, and it's like, what would I do in that situation if I saw a cop killing someone? You know, would I run and tackle the guy and take a felony for it to save somebody? So that's what it would cost me. It would cost me probably 10 years in prison to knock that cop off that guy.
You might like this. What I learned in a news class now. We have the duty to render aid. That has to be in a deal. It's no new law for police. We have to render aid. There's 3 things.
Is that a U.S. law or Texas law? Because I need to look Texas law. Yeah, you have to render aid in Texas.
We have to render aid. As a law enforcement officer, no matter where we are, if we see something, and that's normal pretty much, because if you roll up on an accident and you see someone hurt and you drive as a civilian, you can get charged with that because you have to render aid.
Right.
But a lot of police officers go the other direction.
Well,
someone else needs it, so we have to do that. But the good thing is, we have the duty to report unreasonable or unnecessary force by any law enforcement.
So if you see somebody from another agency being dirty, you have to report it.
That is new.
That's good. See, I didn't know that. I haven't.
That is new, and I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
That we have to, because I think we need to. Because if I see something when I'm on the way to, I cannot live in a town where I cleaned up drugs and I would have sugar in my tank and flat tires. My wife would be molested. So anyway, I live there, and you know how many times I drive to Tyler and I roll up on a damn accident. I'm in a patrol car.
Yeah, you got to.
And I work this accident.
So you come from Jacksonville in the morning, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Early in the morning.
Yep. I've been coming home from Tyler, and I think you got behind me one day.
Early in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll be here most between 5:30 6. It just depends.
All right. Well, hey man, I appreciate you talking to me.
I appreciate you, and I'm proud to be on your channel. It's and I love it. I'm always telling people, ask questions. Yes, I remember that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. That's what it is all about.
And then I heard you leaving. And I said, I better go down there and see if I find out what's going on.
my budget. An officer who has 3 kids, who's an active military guy, and does not take the city insurance either, doesn't get a $2 raise, who's driving 1 hour to work every day, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's pathetic and embarrassing for the city.
Well,
and therefore I said, you know what? Under these circumstances, it will not. The Lord gives me when it's time, and I think I'm going to change my license for a police officer to a fishing license in Florida.
hey, there you go. But anytime you guys want to, you go up on the lake.
Manfred Gilow,
One excellent fishing lake.
Es ist sehr, sehr heated. Ich denke mal, die Leute merken das. Speziell, da sie meinen Beamten $2 denied haben oder $1 für meine Sekretärin. Denied ist nicht im Budget, wir müssen mal gucken, und es ist voll blown in meinem Budget. Unser Handbook und die Policy states that the chief will make the decision. Ich mache die Entscheidung, wer und wie viel Geld wir kriegen, solange es in meinem Budget ist. Und es ist in meinem Budget. Das kratzt noch nicht mal den Boden an. Und die sagen nein, nur um einen Point zu prüfen. Ich bin der neue Bürgermeister und ich muss die Entscheidung machen.
Aber über dich wurde noch nichts entschieden jetzt.
Da sind sie jetzt dabei.
Die sind jetzt erklär mal bitte in diesem Räumchen.
Die sind jetzt in dem Raum, das heißt Executive Session. Die Mayorin legt den Council jetzt vor, was sie alles gegen mich hat. Und dann werden sie das besprechen und dann komme ich rein und werde mich dann sagen, okay, das hier ist meine Quittung und hier ist mein Scheck und das darf ich und das durfte ich. Und dann habe ich noch jemanden hier, die diese Buchhaltung ja gemacht hat. Okay? She did the books, she kept the books, and everything was authorized, everything was checked, everything is in balance, everything I did. And so therefore the city secretary came who has all the reports from the auditor that everything is fine. Sadly, but it's all right. I traded my police license for a fishing license.
Sag mal auf Deutsch.
Ich wechsle meine Polizeimarke zu einer Fischmarke, zum Angeln gehen.
Angelschein.
Angelschein. I forget the German words.
Hey, could you tell me in English
Angelschein.
what's going on?
Well, right now the council is in an executive meeting. It's about my resignation. And the mayor believed she had found discrepancies in credit card use. I have an accountant here who checked every balance every time. If you are an authorized user of a credit card, if your name is on there, mine is on there, you can use this card. But for the payment has to go to the credit card company, not to the city.
Right.
And as long as you have an invoice attached with what I have several times, because of a mistake, or I thought, okay, my credit card is not here, I have this one, I use this one. So you put you get a receipt, and I write a personal check, and staple it, and it will be turned into the city hall, and then they pay the bill with that money to the credit card company.
Right.
So I have about 7 checks made out to Good Sam's, which is the credit card holder, with the charges I made for personal purchases. The city never had to pay $1. The city doesn't. It's not that the city has to pay money and I'll reimburse the city. I pay it to the credit card.
Okay.
And that's the discussion we have now, because if they're going to accept my resignation or not, which it's weird. If I quit, I quit.
Right. They can't make it.
If they say we don't want you to quit, and most of them don't want me to quit, I'm still going to quit.
Right.
It's just the time, I think, after almost 4 years to go and see where the city goes from there.
Right.
I leave with a little heavy heart because I know I did a lot.
Right.
I got a lot of homeless people off the streets, used my own money to put them in a hotel, put a lot of my own money into the dog pound to help the animals, but if that's what it is now, then I just go with it.
Right. All right. Well, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.